Seed oils or central banks, which has caused more damage?
I think seed oils wouldn't have been such a big problem if it wasn't for central banks that allow this indoctrination to happen.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions. I'm your host, Saida Gomez. Today in the hot seat, ready to answer 21 questions about Bitcoin and medicine is Dr. Ahmad Ammous. How are you today?
Hi, it's Saida. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And remember, audience, this is a lightning episode, so there will be a cashew token somewhere in the episode. If you're the first to spot it and scan it, 2,100 sats are yours. Good luck. So, Dr. Ammous, I will read the first question and then I'll start the timer. Do you have any questions for me before we start?
No, let's do this.
No, let's do it. Okay. First question. What is Fiat Health and how does it parallel with fiat money?
Fiat Health is the new medical system we live in right now, where treatments are not based on what actually works for people, but they are based on what a centralized government-funded authority dictates health should be. And so medical studies, medical education, they're all based on making profit for the pharmaceutical industry rather than what actually helps and heals people. And this is only a phenomena of 20th century fiat. The creation of fiat currency has allowed this government to become so powerful that they're able to dictate so many aspects of our lives, including medicine.
Who profits most from keeping people confused about what to eat?
What profits the most is the processed food industry. They keep selling us this toxic garbage that allows them to make huge margins off. You know, there's not that much margins to make from selling people real food. And also the pharmaceutical industry and the medical system profits by keeping us sick. So it's a dual attack by the processed food and the pharmaceutical and medical system.
If the food pyramid was wrong, what else have we been told about health that needs to be questioned?
I would say everything. Basically, everything I was taught in medical school, I had to question. And anything that I questioned, I find that the truth is so far from what the mainstream tells us.
Where is the mainstream health narrative most wrong right now?
I think our understanding of light, our relationship with light, artificial light, sunlight, and also our relationship to electromagnetic frequencies and their effects on the body.
From a biological perspective, is ultra-processed food actually food?
That's a good question. Your body, your senses treat it as food. You know, it hijacks your senses and it makes you addicted to it. But your body doesn't treat it as food. It has zero nutrition to you. And so you end up being addicted to it, but you're not getting any nutritional value from it, which is a very, very dangerous combination.
What does do your own research mean when it comes to your health?
Good question. It's even just Googling things, and as people, now are using AI, that's not good enough anymore because all the major websites are websites put up by the pharmaceutical or medical industry. So you kind of need to look at the right places. And the best way to do that is go to sources that you trust, physicians that you follow and trust, or websites that you trust are giving you the right information, and try and find information there.
Yeah. How do you navigate health decisions when every headline contradicts the one before it?
It's a very good question. Again, find people that you trust, see what their opinion is. You know, it's important. Have in your social media a sort of repertoire of people that you trust their health opinions. And also listen to your body. You know, if they are telling you things that contradict what your own personal experience is telling you, that's a very good gauge of the accuracy of the information.
Seed oils or central banks, which has caused more damage?
I think seed oils wouldn't have been such a big problem if it wasn't for central banks that allow this indoctrination to happen. So I would say central banks more.
What does low time preference look like when it comes to health decisions?
Very good question. A high time preference approach to health is I get sick, I want a pill that gets rid of these symptoms so I can move on with my life. A low time preference approach looks into, okay, so I'm not feeling well. What is it that I'm doing in my life that's causing me to not feel well? What's wrong in my diet? What's wrong in my sleep cycles? What's wrong in my light exposure? I need to look more deeply into that, try and fix it so that this issue goes away and not just hiding the symptoms with medications.
Sleep, animal protein, sunlight. Place them in order of importance for a healthy lifestyle.
I would say sleep, sunlight, then animal protein.
What's one thing people could change today that would have the biggest impact on their health without spending any money?
Go outside in the morning, see the sunlight. The first thing you do in the morning, as early as possible, spend at least 10 minutes in the morning sun.
What's worse, Bluetooth headphones or blue light?
I think, Bluetooth headphones are pretty damaging. We are more exposed to a lot more blue light from screens and from artificial bulbs. So both are pretty bad. But the exposure when you have the headphones on is quite high. So be careful.
Yeah. In Geneva, there isn't much sunlight from November to March. What can I do to compensate?
Yeah, I mean, even if it's cloudy, still try and spend time outside. That's still helpful. If it's rainy, those days are difficult. Some things you can do is, be very careful about your diet. Don't eat too much sugar when you're in winter. Try and get more exercise in. Doing sauna and cold exposure are also very good for the winter months. They help activate your mitochondria if there's no light there.
Is there a healthy sunscreen that I can use when I want to spend the entire day on the lake?
Yeah, so ideally you should get to a point where you're seeing enough sunlight during those summer months that you never need sunscreen. You can just, if it's getting so hot that you can't tolerate it anymore, wear clothes or sit in the shade. That's the best protection. All the sunscreen on the market, they're filled with endocrine disruptors or compounds that affect your hormone levels. So I would suggest not using sunscreen. If necessary, for say a very short vacation that you're taking in the winter, you can use this zinc oxide based sunscreen that's also made from tallow. So that'd be helpful.
Sorry, we're going to pause for a brief moment. My editor will put a pause up on the screen and I'm pausing the timer. I'm black. Those zinc sunscreens make me look crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You should be able, you have enough melanin that you should be able to tolerate sun and just, gradually increase your exposure so that you don't get sunburned.
Okay, we resume. Sorry about that. So what do you say to someone who can't eat well because real food costs more than processed food?
Correct. It is difficult. There are cheap, healthy food options. Like some include, just as simple as ground beef. That's a very affordable cut of meat that you can use. Also, using bones can make very good soups from bones, and they have a lot of nutritious value. So you have to go out of your way. It's difficult, but there are affordable food options out there.
How can parents set their kids up to avoid the pitfalls of modern medicine?
Yes. Question everything that your pediatrician is pushing, including injections and pills. Don't kids are very resilient. Give them a day or two. They're gonna feel not great for a day or two. It's okay for them to feel sick. It's their body detoxing. It's okay to have fevers, all these things. So give them a little bit of time to recover before throwing pills at them. And do your own research as well.
What are statins?
Statins are cholesterol-lowering medications. So one of the biggest scams in the 20th century was convincing people that high cholesterol levels lead to heart problems. There's actually no real proof of that, But the reason why this lie is propagated is because they were able to convince people to take statins, which became the highest selling drug class in history. But they also have a lot of often serious side effects. So I would avoid them like the plague.
If you could only give one piece of advice to someone entering medical school, what would it be?
Question whether you actually really want to do it, because you're gonna have to get a lot of indoctrination before you actually start, and you're not gonna really be taught what actually helps people. If you really want to do it, then you keep in mind that you're gonna spend a lot of effort doing that, a lot of money, and then you're gonna have to unteach yourself everything they taught you and learn what actually works for people. So it's a big commitment if you want to do it.
Would modern medicine as we know it survive on a Bitcoin standard?
No, because it's a fiat-created industry that only survives because of fiat and government backing.
What does an Ammous family dinner look and sound like?
We like meat. I like steak. I like ground beef. I am not 100% carnivore, so I would have things on the side. I would either have like sweet potatoes, maybe some rice sometimes. That's usually what's for dinner. Maybe a bone broth made soup with vegetables. That also is good.
If Bitcoin fixes money, what fixes health?
Bitcoin fixes health as well.
Boom! You had, I hit it twice, but you had 2 seconds left on the timer. You did it in 10 minutes. Well done.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Concise, to the point, and extremely helpful. Thank you. Can you remind people where they can find you?
Yes, they can find me online on multiple platforms at Ammous MD.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dr. Ammous.
Thank you, Saida. Thank you for having me.